Hello and good evening and welcome to the Zambian Music Charts, where we are bringing you a live exclusive interview from the one and only Holstar, formerly of the magnificent group Zone Fam. And so
Yes, it's not formal. Why is it formal?
why we have him here tonight is because in exactly 40 minutes from now, he shall be premiering his first
Yes.
video from his fourth studio album, which is
Fifth.
fifth studio album, which is
Yeah.
titled Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto. And so without
Yes.
further ado, I bring you the Holstar.
Thank you for having me. Hi, Alaka. And
Hi,
what's up?
Holstar. How
What's
are
up?
you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you
Awesome.
so much for joining us tonight. I'm excited to
Yeah.
be doing this interview. Obviously, it
Yeah,
was
thank
a
you for
little bit
having me.
impromptu.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
It was impromptu, but I felt compelled to give you the stage because we have been friends and colleagues in this industry for a really long time.
Right.
And I felt what better way to honor you and just show you the much respect that I have for you and just the
Great.
excitement, to be honest, that I have for this new music video that you're putting out. So tell me a bit about
Right.
first of all, I want to go to the title, Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto. For those who are watching and don't know what that means, what does it mean?
Right. Okay, so the album title, Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto, it's a Chewa phrase that means passing the torch. Particularly passing the torch with a flame on it. And this album title just came from the feeling that I had that, I needed to pass or give these lessons to the younger generation, to, the new musicians, so that they could learn from the mistakes that I have made and so that they don't have to make the same mistakes that I've made. And then also just showing love to, the new generation. I'm also kind of touching on Pan-Africanism on this album. I'm also touching on love as a general, topic of love, because we always talk about love. And then, the youth, and then also representing where I'm from, Lusaka and Zambia. So this is what this whole album is about, Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto.
Fantastic. And so when it comes to this particular music video, what should people expect when it finally comes onto the screen? Should they expect
Wow.
a typical, because you've been known for hip hop, right? And
Right.
should people expect something that's atypical of like a hip hop theme, or should they expect something completely left field?
Right. I think it's a little bit of course there's definitely hip hop at the foundation of everything. So it's definitely hip hop, but it's got a twist to it. It's slightly different. I'm really going back to the roots on this particular song. It's got a Zambian feel. It's got a traditional feel. People would expect, oh, it's Holstar, it's gonna be all English, but no, it's not all English. I'm mixing in a bit of vernac in there. I feature an amazing young artist by the name of Olimba. That's under a record label called YM Media. So we worked together on this song, and it just happened so naturally. And with everyone that I was kind of reaching out to when kind of playing the album for friends and stuff, they really leaned toward this song. So I told myself, you know what, why not? Let's do it. Let's shoot it. Even the music video is not. So I worked with Upfront Media on this music video, and the music video is not. It's not a typical edit. It's not how people would typically, expect a video to be fast paced. It's a really, it's a different way in which it was shot, and also the story. I think it leaves people to interpret the story in their own way. But at the base of the story is love, is a broken marriage, or basically I'm talking about a marriage in trouble. Tendere, of course, means peace. So we're talking about a marriage that is lacking peace in this song. So this is what people can look forward to, just something kind of left field.
Okay. And so you've mentioned that a marriage that's lacking peace. Where did you get the inspiration to talk about that subject matter?
Wow. I think I've I think I got this from just seeing what's happening on social media, what's happening with friends, family. There's just a lot of sadness, happening
Right.
around. So we're just trying to bring light to the sadness in hope that people can actually stop and think about their situation, and hopefully we're going to bring happiness in turn. People might stop and now look and say, okay, you know what? I think Holstar and Olimba have really touched a nerve here,
Uh-huh.
and, spread the love really, and not focus on brokenness and sadness. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, we only live one life. Why
That's
not be
true.
happy? Yeah,
That is
yeah.
very
So
true.
this is what
And
it's
you
about.
you
Yeah.
also mentioned that
Mm,
what people should expect for this particular
mm,
song. You
mm.
mentioned that normally people would expect it to be in English, and so because they know you
Right.
and you normally rap
Typical,
and you normally
typical.
write
Yeah.
your songs in English, and
Right.
so what made you or what inspired you to make the transition
Mm,
from
mm.
having to constantly rap in English and but having to
Right.
now mix it up with
Mm.
vernacular
Man,
and
to be very honest, I've been inspired by the younger artists. I was inspired by Zone Fam. I've been inspired by all these new guys that are on the scene. Just the different way in which they have presented themselves.
hmm
It inspired me to say, you know what? I mean, I'm a versatile artist. I can do this.
hmm
And I think the the strength in an artist to kind of have this longevity is being able to evolve, being able to read the times and change to the narrative,
right, right.
and speak to people so that they can listen and they can learn. So I think this is what made me kind of do something different on this whole album. I touched just on different topics, touched on different moods. It's
hmm
not it's not monotone. It's not one straight line. It's up and it's down. So just trying to appeal to different people, if you will, on this particular album.
Yeah, and I think what I
Yeah.
see is that not only will it be appealing to different people, but it's a reflection of life itself,
Mm.
because nobody has a life that is completely and utterly monotonous.
Right.
Life has its ups and downs, and I think when it comes to artistry, whether you're a
Mm.
painter, a music artist, you're a video director, you're a movie producer, I think when it comes to telling a story, if you
Mm.
are telling a monotonous story, you're not being true to yourself, and you're not being true to what life entails. And I think when
Absolutely.
it comes to artists putting out albums or even songs
Mm.
that are not monotonous in their melody,
Mm.
in their theme,
Mm.
in their lyrics, in their storytelling, it
Mm.
reflects what life is really like. And when you put out something that's like that, it is more
Mm.
likely to be relatable to a larger audience than it would if you
Right.
just had like a small audience that you were trying to
Mm.
beeline for, who have ideals as opposed to being realistic, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
People
Absolutely.
always naturally gravitate to something that they feel is realistic. No matter how fickle the world is, people always
Mm.
want something that actually has some realism in them. And I think that's kind of like what I think that you are putting out. And so, like,
Absolutely. I agree. Mm.
in terms of what you're putting out, obviously you've had I was privileged enough to
Mm.
listen to a number of the songs whilst you're in the production process of the album.
Exactly. Yes.
And I noticed you had quite a list of collaborations. Do you want to tell me a bit about that?
Absolutely. Wow. I actually, um, I only have one solo song on the whole album, and
Wow.
everything else is features. It's all features.
Mhm.
And if you told me this 2 years ago that I was gonna do an album with all features, I would have told you why. Why would I do that?
Right.
But I've grown and I've learned that what, you don't have to do everything alone.
hmm
Just leave people to do what they do best. And that's what I did on this album. I got the best producers that I could work with, the best artists that were willing to work with me. I got the best sound engineer, I've got the best graphics designer, and this is the final product. And everything, to be really honest with you, happened naturally. I actually started working on 2 EPs. This was supposed to be 2 EPs. I didn't really plan on working on an album, but then when Corona came around, I was like, you know what? Why do 2 EPs? Let me just make an album. Because the last time I released an album was 2017. And then, this is 2020. And I've just been working. And I put all these songs together. One was supposed to be, Afro fusion themed. One was supposed to be hip hop. So I brought it all together. And this is why this album is kind of like a fusion with hip hop, Afro, Zambian, Southern African. And this is the sound that we came with on this album. And, different artists, both local and from around the region. I feature 2 Zimbabwean artists, Soho Matemai and Cynic. I feature Maka from Nigeria, who's an amazing soul singer. And locally, man, I got Caladocious, even just the name Caladocious alone should really, have people like, whoa, Caladocious, And then, a lot of new artists like Killer, who's really good, Olimba on the video I'm about to release. Who else do I have on this album, man? Oh, I got Natasha Chansa. That's another big,
she's talented,
amazing artist. Muzo Zarani. Man, like I worked with a lot of artists on this album. So I hope people really, and by the way, people will be able to pre-order the album tomorrow. When the video goes live, it'll be open for pre-orders on Mvesesani as well. So people can pre-order the album, and actually whoever pre-orders the album now will be able to get a bonus song that no one else is gonna get anywhere. It's a bonus house song produced by Church Trudon. So yeah, it's just a win-win for everyone.
What's the time frame for the pre-order?
So the pre-orders will be up tomorrow, just when the video goes live, and then they will. The pre-orders will be done when the album is released on the 2nd of November. So they'll be up for about 2 weeks.
Okay, and, so I'm just putting in the link. I'm just going to put in the link for anyone that is interested in pre-ordering the album.
Yeah.
I am just going to post it for you in the link so that you can go ahead and click on that link and you will be able to pre-order that album. And also, whilst we are on the subject, for those who are looking to premiere this music video, the following link is for those who are interested in watching it, which is going to be happening now officially in about 27 minutes exactly. So make sure that you go there. Make sure that you click that like button, people. Go over to the Holstar's YouTube channel. Click that like button as you sit there and wait. And because it's a premiere, you will be able to actually directly interact with Holstar and give him your feedback, and he will be able to reply to you. So just go over to the Slam Dunk Records TV YouTube channel, and the video is actually waiting for it to be premiered in now we're looking at now 26 minutes now. So 26 minutes.
I'm actually looking, let me see. Just a quick one, because I'm looking now at the channel. I'm trying to see if there's a time difference issue. So you might be seeing it as
it's saying 85 minutes from now.
Yes, so it's an hour 30. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, it's an hour 30. Okay, yes, so we still have a little bit more time.
Minutes. So we still have a little bit more time. Yes.
Okay, that's good. So if you've just come back from somewhere, you're exhausted, take your food, eat something, relax, that way you can get yourself ready. So that I thought, I actually thought we had like a really short period of time to wait.
That's another hour. An hour 25 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, hour 25 minutes. All right, there you go. My correction. Stand corrected.
Absolutely. No problem.
And so I wanted to ask you, obviously you mentioned a number of collaborations in the album, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure there are curious minds out there, is there a song that includes every single member of Zone Fam? Because I know that people are dying and they're so hungry to hear from you guys as a collective. Because I know you've all
Right.
done collaborations here and there, but it's never
Yeah.
been all of you together, including the
Everyone.
originals.
Yeah. Yeah, true. So sorry to disappoint people. I don't have the whole Zone fam on this album, but I mean, like I've been working with the guys. Like I worked with J Rocks and Verbo on my last project. I've worked with Sam on every album that I've ever done
Oh
except
wow.
this one.
Oh wow.
Um, Even my last album, he featured. So on this album, because I never featured Tim on any project, I actually featured Tim
Oh
on the
nice.
last song. On the last song on this album, it's called "You Will." The song is called "You Will Be Loved." So he
Okay.
features. He does an amazing verse. I feature Dominant One from Malawi on the same song, and yeah, it's brilliant. People should still look forward to that. But you know what? I mean, people should keep checking. We're definitely gonna have something very soon
So
with
you've got
all the
something in the
guys.
works.
I've got something in the works, and then also people can check out. I see Verbal has got a new website, and he's now CEO of a new record label called Revert, and he's got a song
Okay.
with J Rock. So the guys are working. You know,
Okay.
Verbal's got a new song with J Rock, so people should look forward to that as well.
Well, they should make sure that they get in
Yeah,
contact with the Zambian music chart so we can put it up on our platform.
definitely. I'm gonna point them your way.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that is actually really nice to hear. That is really amazing to
Yes.
hear that Verbal's
Yeah.
actually got his own record label. So I'm assuming because he's
Yeah.
based in SA,
Yes.
that's based in SA.
Yeah, it's based in SA. It's called Rovert Cartel. He's working with a Zambian gentleman by the name of Trevor Mumba, who is now the co-founder of the same Rovert Cartel.
Okay.
And they're going to be looking at, signing artists from across the continent.
Hmm.
And yeah, they've got big plans working with different artists and shooting music videos and I think trying to, change the narrative for, I guess also act as a bridge between Zambia and SA because we haven't
Right.
really had a good musical bridge between Zambia and SA. It's
No.
been very random. So I think this might be it. This might be it.
No, that is actually absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. Now, I
Yeah.
want to go back to the music video, as this is why we're having this particular
Yes,
interview, right?
absolutely.
You've spoken about people expecting something completely different. Can
Yes.
you walk me through the process, the planning process of the music video, and what
Wow.
you basically had to go through to put it together, and making sure that your vision of what you wanted the
Was
music video
met.
to look like in reflection
Right.
of the music itself to come
Yeah.
to?
Absolutely. So for one, we chose the song and said, okay, this is the song we're going to shoot. And I sent it to the Upfront Media team
Hmm.
who handled the storyline, storyboards, and they handled the locations and all of that. And then they got in touch with me and we had a meeting and we approved the storyline and the storyboard. And then I had to put together a team of people, just for logistics sake, like the makeup artists
Hmm.
and some of the actors. I had to organize them myself. So we got
Hmm.
people actually acting out some scenes,
Oh, that's
and also
amazing.
Upfront Media. Upfront Media are also responsible for one of the latest I don't want to call it a soap opera or a drama on Zambezi Magic. So they brought in some of the people that they're working with into this production, the video production. And
Hmm.
we put that together and we kind of came up with our own fusion for the music video. Um, and then, of course, they had a director who works with them. And we met on that day when we actually shot the video in one day at
Oh,
one
wow.
location. Yeah, we shot it in one day at one location. And, we went there. Of course, when you meet on the day, not everything happens as you planned it. But what is important is that before you execute something on the actual day, you sit and you agree to say, okay, let's do this now. Let's agree. Do we say we're going to do this scene now? Let's do
Hmm.
this scene now. If we're not going to do it, let's not do it. If what are we doing about wardrobe?
Right.
lucky enough, Zambia is an amazing place. When you're talking about wardrobe and you're shooting the kind of music video that we shot, you just walk down the street and you get some salaula,
Right.
the
Sally's boutique is always the best.
yeah, if someone wants a haircut, you just walk 2 steps and there's a barber shop. That's
Right.
the beauty about Zambia. So, we had a kind of spur moment things that happened like that, where we had to do things quickly, but it worked out very well, and this is the product that we have with Upfront Media, the Mtendere video. But yeah, definitely going to be working with them on another video soon. We'll see what happens, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll even have a third music video with a different production team. But yeah, we're really
You're
pushing
going
on
strong.
this particular project. We're going very, very hard.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, like, in terms of music videos for this particular album, how many music videos are you looking to release for this album?
Right. So I'm definitely at the minimum three music videos for this album. I already have 2 lyric videos, which are it's a new trend where people put words and pictures, for people to look at with the audio, and it's really cool because I'll be releasing those within the next 2 weeks as well.
Okay.
So that's 5 audio and visual projects that I'm working on so far. But you know what? If everything works very well and the response is great as well, I might end up doing videos for at least 90% of this project.
Which would be amazing, because
Yeah,
then you end up having a visual album to go with the actual album as well.
exactly. Yeah, that's the whole plan.
And I want to talk about the fact that the album is actually available. Obviously, the pre-order, you've got it on vinyl. What would
Yes.
you say to those people who, especially the millennials and Gen Z,
Oh,
who
yeah. Right.
particularly have probably not even ever heard of a vinyl?
Of a
What would
vinyl
you
record.
say to
Yeah.
them to encourage them of the value of
Right.
purchasing your album in vinyl?
Yeah, so for one, this vinyl collection that we're releasing for this album is limited edition. There's only gonna
Right.
be 100 copies, and I'm never gonna do any more copies of this album. So it's gonna be a collectible item. I think it's probably gonna be the 3rd Zambian hip hop album that you're ever gonna get on vinyl so far. Only other artists, Zambian hip hop artist that I know that has got albums on vinyl would be Sampa the Great.
Right.
Yeah, so really, this is going to be a collector's item. We really worked hard on this album, so the quality will not disappoint you. There's amazing features, amazing production, so you really need to get this on vinyl. And of course, there's still some time to pre-order the vinyl. There's about 60 days. So if people want, they can stream the album first when it's out on 2nd November on Spotify and Apple, or they can download it on Mvesesani, and they can hear it from there, and then from there they can
Right.
decide if they want to order it on vinyl, which is shipping out from Paris, France. And I would advise people to use those courier services like iShop or One World to bring it to Zambia, because it will be cheaper that way than just ordering it to come shipped straight to Zambia.
Right.
It goes through a lot of channels and the post
Right.
office and stuff, and yeah, that doesn't work out very well. So definitely iShop or One World or Max Speedies or one of those works very well, and they should have the vinyl within the next 2 months when the pre-orders are done.
Okay, that is actually
Yeah.
quite impressive. And so,
Yeah.
like, after you have launched this album, right? And
Yes,
everybody's
after
talking
pro-
about it, and they're playing all the different songs in the radio stations, etc.
Yes.
What are plans? What are the Holsters' plans after this album?
Yeah, so I'm actually still working. I'm working on 2 more EPs concurrently. In fact, I'm done with one EP that I'm working on with a dominant one from Malawi. It's going to be called African Diamonds, and that is a hip hop project, pure hip hop, back to the roots. We're shooting music videos for that as well, and then I'm working also on an acoustic EP with a Zambian R&B artist that I'm not gonna review right now, so that it can be a surprise for people. But yeah, working definitely live performances in the new year. Lots of live performances, online, both online and live in person at different venues. Really looking forward to that. I've just been invited to a virtual show for some movement in New York. It's like from
Nice.
like a Black Lives Matter type of thing. So yeah, people can look forward to a virtual performance there.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of content, especially in the next month or two, that I'll be putting out. So people can definitely look forward to that. We're just gonna keep on working, and you see what happens. I think it's
Right.
a good time. It kind of reminds me of 2010. It's like we're busy all over again.
All over again, isn't
Yeah,
it? And so,
absolutely.
like, how the creative industry, the entertainment has been hit hard with the
Yes, very
pandemic,
hard.
right?
Very hard.
And people have had to adjust. For me personally, I haven't seen it as a major adjustment because that's kind of always been the direction I've tried to push people to kind of go, to kind of focus on being digital. That way, it always works as a backup. But in places like Zambia, obviously, it's not always the case due to lack of internet for some people and then the load
Right.
shedding that happens. And so, how has the pandemic affected you and those in the entertainment industry who are around you?
Yeah, I think to be very honest, the pandemic has really hit hard for the entertainment industry in Zambia, especially that a lot of artists depend on live performances
Hmm.
to make their ends meet, and
Hmm.
especially if they solely depend on the entertainment industry.
Hmm.
I'm privileged enough. I'm lucky enough that I do have a 9 to 5,
Hmm.
so I'm able to take care of my family and still do things even outside of music. But I
Right.
also I also feel like the pandemic has really brought an opportunity for people to collaborate, like which I did
Hmm.
on this album. It's given time for people to create,
Hmm.
and now that things are dying out, we've got all this material that we've been sitting on that we want to release now, and it's going to be amazing to just see people's response to it. And then also, so for streaming, people have more time at home, and they
Hmm.
want to stream music. So people's streams have really gone up. If you're really
They have, yeah.
placing your music, yeah, if you're placing your music in the right places, reaching out to the right people, you're getting much more streams than you would have a couple of months ago.
That's
And
very
then
true.
also, yeah, and then also, people have been doing the whole virtual concerts, streaming
Hmm.
live, which has been really, really cool for people. They've discovered, you know, new people to work with. They've discovered things that they couldn't do before, like like
Hmm.
acoustic sets. Even working with a DJ, or collaborating with someone that's in France playing his
Hmm.
guitar and you're singing in Zambia. Just
Hmm.
random stuff like that has really been cool for the industry. So I think it's been good and it's been bad, but I think the worst is over. So people can really look
Right.
forward to some good things going into the later half of this year, the
Mm.
last quarter of this year, and then also in the new year. It's just gonna be great for a lot of people.
Mhm. I mean, what
Yeah.
would you say? How have you got any sort of contingency in place, in
Mm.
terms of obviously things are never going to be the way they used to be because everyone's
Right.
going to be really cautious of COVID-19, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so, because of as some people have been calling it the new normal,
Mm.
um, how have you, and what would you recommend people in Zambia, places like Zambia, Zambian artists, people in the Zambian
Mm.
entertainment industry, what would you recommend and what would you even suggest for yourself to
Mm.
prepare in terms of having to be able to have that balance to know that,
Mm.
fine, if I'm not able to make the cut for this particular show, because it's almost a given because of the fact that
Right.
the world technically is in an entire recession because of the
Mm.
pandemic, right? Which means shows that normally happen the way they do have probably had to cut down on staff, which means they have to also cut down
Mm.
on the amount of artists they book, right? And so
Right.
in most
Right.
cases, artists will be like, okay, I think I'll be able to make it because they always get 5 artists, but this time they might only get 3, right?
Okay.
And
No,
so
that's not a
what type
problem.
of
That's
contingency? What type of contingency plan would you have in place to say,
That's
okay,
easy.
if I don't
That's
get picked, how do
easy.
I swerve around that?
Right. No, that's easy peasy. For one, I would advise artists to own their music. Own your music. Know where your music is. Make sure that it's monetized. No more free music. No more free
Thank
downloads.
you.
We don't need to do that. Us guys did that and it messed us up. So and I think with the new guys, you guys have a new lane, with a new way of doing things. People want to buy your music. I really love how the new guys are supporting each other. Support
Right.
each other, share each other's music, and you're on your way. And then number two, you don't need to wait for promoters anymore. You don't need to wait for
No.
booking agents. Throw your own shows, book a small venue, even if it's 10, 15 people. That's how you start. And
Right.
now with Corona, people can't really crowd up like that. So,
No, they don't. They can't.
do a social distancing show, create something intelligent, create something clever, social distancing show, or Corona show, give people free masks, free hand sanitizer. Um, Talk to the corporate people, people that have companies or have a brand they're trying to promote, give away their products at your show. Man, I just love how corporates are really opening up to Zambian artists now, Zambian creatives. There's a young guy that has been doing some videos on the Yobali culture and the Yobali language that we've been speaking for years and years. I don't know, I've forgotten what he's
But
calling
which
it,
is the,
but
sorry, educate me again. Which is the Yobali language? Because I think I
eh,
get them confused. There's the Yobali and there's the Yo. So, which
oh no, the Yobali is the Zedio.
is
Like
it is the Zedyo. So it's the same thing, right?
yes, it's the same thing, but it's the
Okay, I thought
Zambian
there were
version.
two different things.
So Exe, what's up? It's
Uh-huh,
Kati.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
We're chilling.
People are still talking
Oja.
like that.
Come on, will they ever stop? I mean, people have been
So it's
speaking
really
that
been passed
way.
on from generation to generation, huh?
It really has, and to be very honest with you, it hasn't changed. It's just that some Balis are pretending that they don't
Oh,
speak that language, but the truth
because
is
they're like,
that
I'm grown now. I'm grown
but the
now. So
truth is that
I
that
speak
language
proper
has
English now.
right, exactly. The truth is that that language has been around since the 90s. But what I was saying is that this clever young man has been doing skits on
Okay.
YouTube and it's gone viral. And he's had a meme holding a book where people are now putting their own words and it's gone viral as well. And, people were laughing at it in the beginning, like, oh, this is funny or this is weird or whatever. And apparently he's now got an endorsement from Infinix.
You see?
He's helping them sell cell phones, and I have got no doubt that he will do that, and he could get thousands of kwacha doing something that people thought was a joke. So it's not a joke anymore. It's not a joke anymore. There is money out there to be made from
You just
corporates,
have to know how to
from
invest in
advertising.
yourself
You
better.
just have to know how to invest in yourself and know where to place it and know who to talk to. That's it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, something that you mentioned, which got me gleaming, is you mentioned that, artists no more putting out free music. Okay, you are my
No, no
witness.
more.
How long have I been preaching about that?
For the past 15 years or something.
Like, it's been literally the bane of my existence in regards to Zambian music. And
Right.
a lot of Zambian artists need to realize they are, and I've always said this, people are like, oh no, but Zambian artists, they don't buy. I'm like, yeah, but I've always felt that it's because I felt it was the Zambian artists' fault for putting the music out there for free. Because think about it, if you spoil
Absolutely,
a
yeah.
child, you cannot blame the child for being spoiled, right?
Right.
So if you're going to
No,
spoil the audience into
absolutely.
giving them free music, they're always going to expect free music. That's
Yeah,
literally
they
how
are.
it is. And so
Yeah.
it's up to the artist to decide to say, listen, if you really want my music, my studio time costs money. I'm having to put blood, sweat, and tears into this particular project in order to pay for studio time, in order to pay for the music videos, in order to pay for the talent, in order to pay for the promotion. There's transport, there's all kinds of, this is a business at the end of the day. There are all kinds of overheads that I need to cover. And so when it comes to my music, all you have to do is pay, in our case, is 99p if it's a single, right? That's been released, which is about, how much is it now in Kwacha? What's 99p?
So £1 is about 25 kwacha.
It's now that? What is okay? I haven't checked the rates lately. That is crazy, but still, okay. People would rather waste 25 kwacha on something useless. If you're gonna support the artist, put that 25 kwacha to use and actually support that particular artist. Do you see what I mean? And so,
Right.
like, and I think if artists can put their foot down and say, no, I'm no longer gonna give you anything for free. It's either you actually support me or you're here just because I can give you stuff for free. It doesn't work both ways, you know. And the true fans, they will actually stick around, because something I've always noticed about the Zambian music industry is a lot of Zambian artists get famous really quickly. They get loads of followers, etc., that sort of thing. However, if your followers cannot be turned into actual numbers where you're able to sell products, you see what I mean? Then that's a problem. Then you've just got a bunch of fans following you around who are just dragging you down because they're constantly taking from you and not giving back to you. You know, it's a two-way streak, you know. So I am happy that you said that. And I'm also happy that more artists are actually looking to put out music that people can actually purchase, as opposed to giving it out for free, because that is the way forward. It's the only way forward. So that at least, even if you're not getting gigs, right, it might not be as much as you will get from a gig, but it's still a little something that comes back to you that you can reinvest in yourself, you know. I think it's really, really vital, you know. So yeah. With your album, you're gonna have it. Obviously, you've got the vinyl, and then you're gonna have the digital version. Are you gonna have it on CD, or the only physical version is gonna be vinyl?
No, I'm definitely gonna have it on CDs, but I'm gonna wait for all the vinyl to be ordered first.
Okay.
So
after they sell out, then you're gonna go over to CD.
And then I'm gonna go over to CDs, and yeah, I think I might plan something even bigger next year. But yeah, baby steps first.
Baby steps. Okay, so I'm super excited for you, and I'm definitely so happy for you, Holstar. And for those who are tuning in right now, or tuning in the next half hour, or within the next hour, because that's how long we've got until the music video actually premieres, make sure that you run over to Slam Dunks Records TV, which is their YouTube channel. The link is in the chat. You can actually go over there and join in on the live premiere of his music video off of the album Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto. Is it Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto? That's it.
Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto, yes.
Kupeleka Nyali Ya Moto. You see, I keep pronouncing it the wrong way around. I think I'm trying to pronounce it like I'm speaking Bemba, and my Bemba is terrible, which is quite ironic.
You see now. The people at the village will be disappointed.
I know, so disappointed, you know. Yeah. But in my defense, and the worst part is I'm originally Tumbuka, so I actually should pronounce this properly. You know, the ancestors are literally rolling in their graves like, oh my gosh, what is this? But make sure that you head over there. Please support. And as soon as you get to the video, make sure that you click that like button. Make sure that you give that video a thumbs up. That way Duncan or Holstar, sorry, I'm calling you Duncan because I'm so used to calling you Duncan. Holstar will be there ready to give you to acknowledge that you've given me a thumbs up. You know, it's always good that you acknowledge this artist and show them that you're actually supporting them. It's absolutely free, by the way, to go to YouTube. It's absolutely free to subscribe to the Slam Dunk Records TV YouTube channel. And so it will not cost you a penny, but your time is all that is needed. And so before we go, Holstar, any last words, anywhere, let us know what social media accounts people can be able to find you.
Right. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to you for having me on ZMC. I also just like to thank everyone that has been supporting this project, everyone that I worked with, the producers, the artists, sound engineer. And I also just want to thank the people that have already pre-ordered the vinyl. Like, I was shocked. Like, I was just like, you know what, let me put this album on vinyl and see what happens. And boom, a couple of people have already pre-ordered. So I'm very thankful for that. Thankful for the people that are going to buy the album on Mvesesani and going to stream it on Spotify. Like, I really appreciate the support. I'm really humbled by everything. So it just keeps me, you know, going on and creating and keeping me sane and all of that. So thank you. And yeah, people can find me on Facebook as Holstar with a blue tick. So they know that that's me with my face putting on a Zambian flag like a cape. And then people can also find me on Twitter as the Holstar Music. That's Holstar with an A. And then on Instagram as Holstar Music, Holstar with an A. That's it.
Okay, and a final message for the young and up-and-coming artists, the ones who want to follow in your steps.
For the young and upcoming artists, man, you don't have to make any mistakes. We've made all the mistakes for you.
Right.
So it's just up to you to do the good things, keep producing good music. I think the best thing, if you're starting out, find a good producer, find a good sound engineer, collaborate. And people always rush to collaborate with the big artists. You don't need to.
Right.
It's good, but just collaborate with whoever you're vibing with, and see where it goes from there. So just keep on working hard, and see where it goes from there. And you need someone like Yalaka who can phone people in SA so that they can shake, and then you go and perform on the Big Brother stage.
And then oh yes, memories. We shall talk about this after we finish this.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Holstar, for joining me, and thank you guys for tuning in. And for those who have not tuned into the live, you will still be able to catch up with this any other day. And obviously, also the Holstar's video will be there available for you to go over to his YouTube channel to go and watch that and support. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time on the Zambian Music Charts, I've been Alaka, and good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.